Top 10 richest cities in the world. Wouldn't you want to live in the city with some of the biggest billionaires in the world? Well, you'll be glad to hear that in today's economy, people are now striking more gold than ever before. And most of these wealthy people prefer living in cities. Why? Well, because they're big, busy, located close to their workplaces, and of course, they have a lot to offer in terms of food, entertainment, and just about everything else. In fact, the wealthiest cities all over the world collectively hold over $24 trillion, making these places some of the biggest global economic powerhouses. So if you're looking to upgrade your lifestyle and live among the wealthiest of the wealthy, in this video, we're giving you a roundup of the top 10 richest cities in the world. Number 10. Hangzhou Chinese. With the kind of technological advances that China has made, it's no surprise that the country's fourth largest city also has the privilege of being one of the richest cities this world has ever seen. Hangzhou has always been a center of wealth for China because of its land that's fertile enough to grow rice. Not just that, but Hangzhou also houses the entire silk industry of the country and also is a cultural hub that has given birth to many poets, artists, and writers. The city holds about 47 millionaires, and at the moment, including Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba and one of China's biggest businessmen in history. Currently, the city of Hangzhou has a total net worth of $425 billion and is the fastest growing city in not just China, but also the whole world. Number 9. San Francisco. San Francisco is one of the most beautiful cities in all of the USA. Not only is it a top location for some of Hollywood's best productions, but you'll be surprised to know that San Francisco also houses some of the richest people in the world. And of course, the fact that the entire Silicon Valley is located right inside the San Francisco Bay Area has a lot to do with the city's wealth. About 48 billionaires have made San Francisco their home, and the richest of them is the co-founder of Facebook, Dustin Moskovitz, who alone has a net worth of over $17 billion. Following the record success of Airbnb listing in December 2020, its three co-founders also rank among San Francisco's top 5 wealthiest, giving the city a total net worth of $190 billion. Number 8. Mumbai. If there's one city that's shown exponential growth in recent years, it's Mumbai. According to economists and financial experts, Mumbai is expected to see the highest growth rate out of all other cities in the world over the span of the next decade. The city has always been the financial hub of a country as large as India, generating 6% of the country's total GDP. Mumbai is home to some of the biggest billionaires in the world, including Mukesh Ambani, the CEO of Reliance Industries. Ambani's net worth alone is $82.3 billion, accounting for 33% of Mumbai's overall wealth, which goes up to $265 billion. According to the recent stats, there are about 16,993 billionaires in the city. Mumbai's largest industries are textile, banking, and insurance, all of whom have helped Mumbai grow into India's financial capital. Number 7. Singapore. When it comes to modern cities, Singapore is definitely a place to look out for. This city is home to 3,732 people who are worth at least $30 million. 1 in 6 households in the city of Singapore have a net worth of about $1 million, which says a lot about the kind of economic opportunities that this place has to offer, which might be the reason why billionaires from all over the world are now deciding to drop everything to move to Singapore, which is expected to become one of the world's richest cities in the years to come. With a total net worth of about $95.3 billion, business tycoons like Bhupendra Kumar Modi, Richard Chandler, and famous U.S. investor Jim Rogers have all made the big move to Singapore because of the city's low taxes and protective banking laws. However, at the same time, the costs of living in the city are exponentially rising as more and more wealthy families make their way into the city, which is, of course, expected for a city that now houses over 31 billionaires of the world. Number 6. Shenzhen. It looks like China is doing pretty well for itself because after Hangzhou, we have Shenzhen, which is also on its way to the top of the list of the wealthiest cities in the world. Shenzhen has always been China's leading technology hub. The city is home to about 39 billionaires and has a total net worth of $190.5 billion, with the richest resident being the CEO of tech company Tencent, Ma Huateng. Shenzhen was built in 1979 to serve as a customs stop into mainland China from Hong Kong, and because of Shenzhen's close proximity to Hong Kong, the city quickly emerged as a successful economic zone for China. The city now holds some of the most profitable industries in China, such as finance and modern logistics. In the future, Shenzhen is expected to become a hub for developing industries like aviation, health, and robotics as well. Not too bad for a city that once housed just 30,000 people, right? Number 5. London. Considering the fact that London is the capital of not just England, but the entire United Kingdom. It makes sense for this city to be one of the wealthiest places in the world. London has over $212.7 billion in private wealth and about 56 billionaires residing in the city. London is one of the world's most iconic tourist destinations, featuring landmarks like the London Eye. But if you decide to spend some time in London, be aware of the fact that a city that houses so many billionaires definitely isn't cheap. Shops in London charge higher prices than the rest of England, which is why small businesses often try to establish themselves in the city to earn as much as they can. London is, in fact, known as the financial capital of the world, with some of the biggest companies in the world having their headquarters inside this magnificent city. There was a rise of 37% in net worth of London's billionaire residents compared to last year. Even with the volatile economic conditions due to Brexit, London is still one of the wealthiest cities in the world. Number 4. Moscow. Not only is Moscow the capital of Russia, but it's also the country's biggest city. Moscow is among the top 5 wealthiest cities in the whole world, with the richest people residing right in the center of the city. As of 2021, Moscow houses about 71 billionaires that make up its net worth of $336.5 billion. More than 80% of all of Russia's billionaires prefer living in Moscow, despite the fact that the country's economy suffered a lot during the pandemic in 2020. However, Moscow definitely bounced back because the city is still alive and thriving, with a sharp rise in commodities and crude oil. Moscow's economy is also fueled by the city's Western-style retailing, architecture, and tourism. But the major money-making industry in Moscow still includes machine making, oil refining, automobiles, and textiles, proving that the city has always been an industrial capital at heart. Aside from that, Moscow is a city rich with culture and history that's safe for locals and tourists alike. And despite the fact that Moscow is one of the wealthiest cities in the world, living here is still pretty cheap compared to places like London or San Francisco, with a quality of life that's twice as good. Number 3. Hong Kong. Hong Kong has always been one of the most futuristic cities this world has ever seen. The country holds 70 billionaires, with the richest resident being entrepreneur Li Ka-shing, who makes up to $37 billion out of the city's total net worth of $355.5 billion. Hong Kong has no shortage of employment opportunities, with the financial sector, trading, and tourism being the city's primary industries, helping the city grow through sectors like retail and hospitality. And that's not all. Because of the country's low tax policy, Hong Kong also attracts a bunch of foreign businesses to set up their operations, making the country a hub of business, international trade, and investment. Number 2. New York City. The city that never sleeps is also the city where you can find a lot of money. New York City is the center of arts and culture in America. The city currently houses 99 billionaires, with a total net worth of $560 billion. Ex-U.S. President Donald Trump is among one of the wealthiest landowners in New York. Not just that, but media mogul turned politician Michael Bloomberg, founder of Bloomberg, is the wealthiest individual in New York City, with a net worth of more than $59 billion. This mega city earns most of its revenue from mass media, journalism, and publishing, while industries like finance, real estate, insurance, and healthcare are also great areas for job opportunities and growth. Living in New York is outrageously expensive, but what else can you expect from one of the richest cities in the world with a booming economy? The Big Apple is home to 25,000 ultra-high net worth residents, including people like Justin Timberlake and Taylor Swift. Number 1. Beijing. China is definitely on its way to becoming a global economic superpower. But not only is Beijing the third Chinese city on the list, it's also number 1, which means that right now, no other city in the world is as rich as Beijing. And while Beijing's total net worth falls short of $80 billion, as compared to LA, the total number of billionaires residing in the city is far greater by comparison, leading to Beijing becoming the richest city in the world. Beijing is the definition of a modern luxury city, which is home to the greatest number of billionaires all over the world, 698 to be exact, with a total net worth of $484.3 million. With the pandemic, Beijing's economy experienced a sudden rise with the boom of e-commerce platforms and technology giants. Half of China's new billionaires made their fortunes from manufacturing or technology ventures, including female billionaire Kate Wang, who made her money from e-cigarettes. Beijing's richest resident was Zhang Yiming, the founder of the video-sharing app TikTok and chief executive of its parent firm, BitDance. He saw his net worth double to $35.6 billion despite the pandemic, showing just how strong the city is in terms of its economy. That's a wrap for the top 10 richest cities in the world. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. Let us know which one of these cities you want to visit next. See you the next time with something new. Until then, bye!